Captain Jin-Ho Park stood tall on the bridge of the Earth exploration vessel, steadfast. His dark eyes scanned the main screen, which showed the strange planet they approached. After 6 months in deep space, they had finally reached the Epsilon Eridani system. "Captain, I'm picking up unusual signals from the fourth planet," said Dae-sung, the communications officer. His fingers moved quickly over the control panel. "It's not random. There's a pattern." Jin-Ho nodded. "Any response to our greeting message?" "Nothing yet, sir." Lieutenant Hyun looked up from her station. As the ship's xenobiologist, she had been waiting for this moment her whole career. "Captain, sensors show signs of advanced technology on the surface. Metal structures, energy readings, and artificial satellites." "Life signs?" Jin-Ho asked. "Yes," Hyun said, her voice tight with excitement. "But not like ours. The readings suggest something different." The bridge fell silent. Humans had explored 26 star systems, but they had never found intelligent alien life. Until now. Suddenly, the main screen flickered. A strange face appeared. It was not human. It had 8 eyes arranged in a circle and what looked like small pincers around a central mouth. Its skin was hard and black like a shell. "It's responding to our message," Dae-sung said, surprised. "The translator is working on their language now." The alien spoke, making clicking sounds. The ship's computer turned these into words. "Greetings, space travelers. We are the Arak. We welcome you to our system." Jin-Ho straightened his uniform and stepped forward. "I am Captain Jin-Ho Park of the Earth exploration vessel Steadfast. We come in peace, seeking friendship and knowledge." The alien's eyes blinked in sequence. "I am Hive Commander of the 4th Colony. We are pleased to meet new species. Please, visit our world. We wish to learn about you." Jin-Ho looked at his senior officers. This was a historic moment. First contact with an alien civilization. "We accept your invitation," Jin-Ho said. "We will prepare a small team to visit." When the screen went dark, the bridge erupted in excited talk. Jin-Ho called for quiet. "This is what we trained for," he said. "Dae-sung, you'll join the landing party as translator. Hyun, I need you too, to study these Arach up close." Hyun nodded, but her face showed concern. "Captain, something about their appearance bothers me. They look like our scorpions back on Earth, only much bigger. Predators. Are you suggesting we decline their invitation?" Jin-Ho asked. "No, but we should be careful. In nature, predators don't usually welcome prey to dinner unless they're on the menu." Jin-Ho considered this. "Your concern is noted. We'll take extra security, but we must not show distrust. This could be humanity's greatest moment." Later, as they prepared the shuttle, Hyun studied the Arak homeworld on her tablet. The planet had vast cities with tall spires that looked like crystal. Between these cities were barren wastelands. Something destroyed their environment. She muttered to herself. Or someone. Dae-sung approached, carrying equipment. "The diplomatic corps is excited. They say this will change human history." "Yes," Hyun said quietly. "But will it be a good change?" Captain Jin-Ho joined them, now wearing his formal uniform with Earth's emblem. "Time to go. The Arach have sent landing coordinates." As the shuttle departed from the Steadfast, Jin-Ho looked at his small team. 6 humans about to meet aliens for the first time. He felt both pride and worry. Through the shuttle window, the Arach world grew larger. Its surface was mostly brown and gray, with spots of light where cities stood. Nothing like the blue-green beauty of Earth. "Their world looks harsh," Dae-sung said. Jin-Ho nodded. "Remember our mission. Learn, befriend, but stay alert." The shuttle began its descent toward the alien world, and toward a moment that would change humanity forever. The alarm sounded across Earth. Red lights flashed in every city. The Arach fleet had entered the solar system and was moving fast. "They've destroyed the outer defense stations," reported General Kim in the command center. Large screens showed the Arach ships passing Jupiter. Hyun, Soo-min, and Dae-sung stood with the military leaders, watching the invasion begin. 3 months had not been enough time to fully prepare. "Launch all loyalty units," ordered General Kim. "This is not a drill." Across Earth, pilots ran to their machines. Among them was Han-jun, now a captain and leader of the first loyalty unit team. His unit was painted with blue stripes to mark it as team leader. "Team 5, ready for launch," Han-jun said into his helmet mic as he climbed into his unit. 4 other pilots did the same, each entering their own loyalty unit. They had trained together for months. They knew each other's strengths and weaknesses. They trusted each other completely. "Remember your training," Han-jun told his team as their units rose into the sky. "Stay together. Protect each other. No one fights alone." In space, hundreds of loyalty units gathered. They were arranged in teams of 5, each team flying in a tight formation. They looked small compared to the massive Arach ships approaching Earth. The front of the Arach fleet opened. Out came the Scorpion units, hundreds of them. Each was twice the size of a loyalty unit, with huge claws and powerful weapons. "Here they come," Han-jun said calmly. "Team 5, Formation Delta." His team moved as one, spreading out but staying close enough to support each other. The first Scorpion unit attacked. It charged at Han-jun's unit, claws open wide. Han-jun dodged to the left. At the same moment, another member of his team, Mi-rae, fired at the Scorpion from the side. The Scorpion turned to attack Mi-rae. Immediately, 2 other loyalty units hit it from behind. The Arach seemed confused by this tactic. Each Scorpion unit fought alone, targeting one enemy at a time. But the humans never fought alone. Each time a Scorpion attacked one loyalty unit, the others in the team helped their teammate. "It's working," Mi-rae shouted as a Scorpion exploded. But there were so many of them. For every Scorpion they destroyed, 2 more appeared. Some loyalty teams were lost. The battle was fierce. In the command center, Hyun watched the battle with worry. "There are too many of them." "Wait," Soo-min said, pointing to the screen. "Look at their pattern. The Scorpions are all following the same attack plan. They don't adapt." Dae-sung leaned forward. "She's right. They attack the same way every time." Hyun grabbed a communication device. "Han-jun, can you hear me?" "Yes," came his voice, strained from battle. "The Scorpions don't change tactics. They're being controlled by the same mind. Use it against them. Make them predict your moves, then surprise them." On the battlefield, Han-jun understood. "Team 5, new plan. Make them think we're breaking formation, then come together on my signal." His team spread out, appearing to abandon their teamwork. 3 Scorpions immediately moved to attack Han-jun, thinking he was alone. "Now," Han-jun shouted. All 5 loyalty units suddenly converged from different directions, catching the Scorpions in crossfire. The surprise attack worked. All 3 Scorpions were destroyed. Other teams saw the success and copied the tactic. Soon, the Arach attack faltered. They were not used to an enemy that could change plans and work together. After hours of fighting, both sides pulled back. The Arach fleet retreated to Mars orbit. Earth had survived the first attack, but many loyalty units were lost. In the command center, there was no celebration. This was only the beginning. "They'll be back," Hyun said, "and they'll change their tactics too." "Then we'll be ready," General Kim replied. "Lieutenant Han-jun proved something important today. Our strength isn't in our weapons. It's in our ability to work together." Far away, in Mars orbit, the Arach Hive commander watched Earth with all 8 of its eyes. These humans were stronger than expected. They would need something more to defeat them. The stolen Arach shuttle raced through space. For 2 weeks, the 6 survivors from the Steadfast and the 2 from the Pioneer lived in cramped quarters, rationing the alien food supplies. Soo-min had learned enough about Arach technology to keep the ship running. "How much longer?" Dae-sung asked, looking out at the endless stars. 3 more days, Su-min answered. This ship is faster than anything we have on Earth. Hyun sat nearby, studying data on a small screen. Since Jin-ho's sacrifice, she had become the leader of their group. Fast is good. We need to warn Earth as soon as possible. When they finally reached Earth orbit, they were nearly shot down. Earth defense ships surrounded them, weapons ready. Only Dae-sung's desperate messages in all Earth languages convinced the defense forces they were human. On Earth, in the United Military Command Headquarters, the survivors faced a room full of serious-faced officers. So you claim these Orcs are planning to invade Earth? General Kim asked, his voice doubtful. Not claiming. Reporting, Hyun said firmly. I saw their star charts. Earth is their next target. With all respect, another officer said, 8 people in an alien ship hardly proves an invasion is coming. Su-min stepped forward. Sir, I was held prisoner for 3 months. I studied them. They conquer system after system. They use the people they catch as slaves. The room filled with arguing voices. Some believed the warning. Others thought it was a mistake or a trick. Enough, General Kim shouted. Let's say you're right. These Orcs have technology far beyond ours. Those Scorpion units you described could destroy our best tanks. How do you suggest we fight such an enemy? The room fell silent. It was a good question. From the back of the room, a young officer raised his hand. Sir, may I speak? General Kim nodded. Go ahead, Lieutenant Han-jun. I've been studying the survivors' reports, Han-jun said. He was younger than the others, with bright, intelligent eyes. The Orcs rely on individual power. Each Scorpion unit fights alone. But that's not how humans win battles. Explain, the general ordered. Han-jun walked to the front of the room. Throughout history, humans have won against stronger enemies by working together. The Orcs don't understand loyalty or teamwork. They use fear to control each other. He pointed to some drawings he had made. I propose we build our own units, smaller than the Scorpions, but designed to work in teams. 5 units that support each other, cover each other's weaknesses. That would take time and resources we may not have, an officer argued. Then we start now, Han-jun said simply. Today. General Kim studied the young officer's plans. What would you call these units? Han-jun smiled slightly. Loyalty units, sir. Because that's what will make them stronger than the enemy Scorpions. 3 months later, the first loyalty units were ready for testing. They were smaller than the Orc Scorpions, but faster and more agile. Each one had a human pilot inside. The teams of 5 trained together every day, learning to protect each other and fight as one unit. Hyun watched from an observation room as the loyalty units practiced. Beside her stood Su-min. Do you think it will be enough? Su-min asked quietly. I don't know, Hyun admitted. But Han-jun is right about one thing. Humans are strongest when we work together. In the training field below, a team of 5 loyalty units moved in perfect coordination, defending each other from simulated attacks. Their movements showed trust and teamwork, something the Orcs could never understand. Jin-ho would be proud, Dae-sung said, joining them at the window. Hyun nodded. Yes, he would. On the screens around them, reports came in from the outer edge of the solar system. Strange objects had been detected, moving fast toward Earth. The Orcs were coming. The question now was, would humanity's loyalty be stronger than the enemy's claws? 3 days passed. Jin-ho returned to the cell each night, tired and angry. The Orcs asked endless questions about Earth, its defenses, and its people. Jin-ho told them little, but he knew they would soon use harsher methods to make him talk. On the 4th morning, Hyun had news. Su-min passed me a message, she whispered when they were alone. She's ready. Tonight we move. Jin-ho nodded. What's the plan? Her chemical works, Hyun explained. It confuses the Orcs communication system. When they can't sense their leader's signals, the workers get confused. Some even help us. And then, we find Dae Sung and the others. Steal a shuttle. Get back to the Steadfast. It was simple but dangerous. Jin Ho knew the chances of success were small, but they had no choice. Every day, the Erech learned more about Earth. That night, when the lights dimmed, the wall panel slid open. Su Min appeared, her face dirty but determined. "Ready?" she asked. Jin Ho and Hyun nodded. Su Min handed them each a small device. "Put this on your wrist. It makes you harder for their sensors to track." She then took out her vial of green liquid and poured it into a vent in the wall. "This will spread through their air system. We have about 10 minutes before the confusion starts." They waited in tense silence. Soon, they heard strange sounds outside, clicking and hissing as Erech soldiers ran back and forth in the hallway. "Now," Su Min said. She pressed a hidden panel, and a door slid open. They moved quickly through dark corridors. Twice they had to hide as confused Erech soldiers ran past. Once, they saw a worker Erech fighting with a soldier, something Su Min said never happened normally. "The east wing is through here," Su Min whispered, pointing to a large door. Using an access card she had stolen, they entered a new section of the prison. Here, they found cells holding the rest of Jin Ho's team, including Dae Sung. They quickly freed them all. "How do we get to a shuttle bay?" Jin Ho asked as their group, now 8 humans, moved carefully through the building. "This way," Su Min said, "but we must hurry. The chemical effect won't last long." They reached a large open area filled with small ships. An alarm was now sounding and red lights flashed everywhere. "That one," Su Min pointed. "It's fueled and ready." As they ran toward the shuttle, a loud crash shook the floor. A huge metal door at the far end of the bay burst open. "Scorpion units!" Dae Sung shouted in fear. 3 massive battle machines stomped into the bay. They looked like giant metal scorpions, with huge claws and glowing weapons on their tails. "Get to the shuttle," Jin Ho ordered. "I'll distract them." "But Captain," Hyun started to argue. "That's an order," Jin Ho shouted. "Earth must be warned. Go." As the others ran to the shuttle, Jin Ho grabbed a weapon from a fallen Erech guard. He fired at the nearest Scorpion unit, drawing its attention. The shuttle's engines started. Jin Ho kept firing, moving away from the ship to keep the Scorpions focused on him. One of the giant machines turned toward him, its claws opening wide. Jin Ho saw the shuttle rise from the floor. Good. They would escape. They would warn Earth. That was all that mattered. The Scorpion unit moved closer, its metal body gleaming in the red emergency lights. Jin Ho stood his ground, still firing, though his weapon did little damage. From the shuttle window, Hyun watched in horror as Jin Ho was surrounded by Erech forces. The last image she saw before the shuttle shot out of the bay was her captain, standing alone against 3 Scorpion units, buying them time with his life. "He sacrificed himself," Dae Sung said quietly. Su Min, now at the controls of the shuttle, nodded grimly. "And we must make sure it wasn't for nothing." As the shuttle escaped the planet's gravity, Hyun made a silent promise to Jin Ho. Earth would be ready when the Erech came. His sacrifice would not be wasted. The human shuttle landed on a flat metal platform. When the doors opened, the air that rushed in was thin but breathable. Jin Ho led his team out, walking slowly and keeping his hands visible. 3 tall Erech waited for them. Standing upright, they were about 7 feet tall. Their 8 legs ended in sharp points that clicked on the metal floor. Their upper bodies had 4 arms, each ending in claws that looked like they could cut through steel. "Welcome to our world," the middle Erech said through a device on its body. The translator in Jin Ho's ear turned the clicks into words. "I am Sub-Commander. Please follow." The humans walked behind the Erech into a massive building. Its walls shimmered like crystal, and the ceiling soared hundreds of feet above them. Hyun looked around with wide eyes, taking pictures with her small camera. Their technology is amazing, Dae-sung whispered. Look at these walls. They seem to change color as we pass. Yes, Hyun said. But have you noticed? We've seen no young ones, no families, just warriors. Jin-ho touched her arm in warning. Remember, they might understand us even without translators. The sub-commander led them to a large room with a view of the city. Tall crystal towers stretched for miles, connected by thin bridges. The sky was a dull orange, and 2 small moons were visible. The Hive Commander will join you soon, the sub-commander said. Please enjoy these refreshments. After the Araksh left, Jin-ho examined the food and drinks on a table. His scanner showed they were safe for humans. Try to learn as much as you can, he told his team. But be polite. Remember, we represent all of Earth. Dae-sung walked to a wall covered in strange markings. This looks like a map, he said. These must be their territories. Hyun joined him. These dots might be other colonies. Look how many there are, spread across multiple star systems. Before they could discuss further, a large door slid open. A bigger Araksh entered, its shell decorated with metal pieces that gleamed like gold. 4 guards followed it. I am Hive Commander, it said. We are honored by your visit. Humans are the first intelligent species we have met. Jin-ho bowed slightly. We thank you for your welcome. We hope this is the beginning of friendship between our peoples. The Hive Commander's eyes blinked in sequence. Yes, friendship. First, I will show you our achievements. For the next hour, the Araksh showed the humans their city. They traveled in a floating vehicle with clear walls. Jin-ho was impressed by their technology, but troubled by the lack of ordinary citizens. Every Araksh they saw was either a worker or a soldier. And now, the Hive Commander said, our greatest pride. They stopped at a massive building. Inside was a huge open space where giant machines stood in rows. They looked like metal scorpions, 4 times the size of a human. Our scorpion units, the Hive Commander said with pride. Each one can destroy a small army. Their claws can cut through any metal. Their tails shoot energy that melts tanks. Impressive, Jin-ho said carefully. But we came for peaceful exchange. Of course, the Hive Commander clicked. Peace is our goal too. As they turned to leave, Jin-ho noticed a side door open briefly. Inside, he saw creatures that were not Araksh. They moved slowly, wearing metal collars, pushing heavy loads. What are those beings? Jin-ho asked. The Hive Commander's body stiffened. Just workers from another colony. But Jin-ho had seen enough to know they weren't Araksh. They were something else, something enslaved. Later, as the humans gathered in their guest quarters, Jin-ho shared what he had seen. I think they've conquered other species, he whispered. Hyun nodded. I found something too. She showed them her tablet. On it was a star chart she had copied. It showed 2 nearby systems marked with symbols that meant conquered. We need to warn Earth, Dae-sung said, his face pale. First, we need to get back to our ship, Jin-ho said. Suddenly, all the lights went red. A harsh alarm sounded. Too late, Hyun whispered. The door burst open. Araksh soldiers rushed in, weapons raised. Humans, the Hive Commander said from behind the soldiers. You have seen too much. Captain Jin-ho Park stood tall on the bridge of the Earth exploration vessel, steadfast. His dark eyes scanned the main screen, which showed the strange planet they approached. After 6 months in deep space, they had finally reached the Epsilon Eridani system. Captain, I'm picking up unusual signals from the 4th planet, said Dae-sung, the communications officer. His fingers moved quickly over the control panel. It's not random. There's a pattern. Jin-ho nodded. Any response to our greeting message? Nothing yet, sir. Lieutenant Hyun looked up from her station. As the ship's xenobiologist, she had been waiting for this moment her whole career. Captain, sensors show signs of advanced technology on the surface. Metal structures, energy readings, and artificial satellites. Life signs? Jin-Ho asked. Yes, Hyun said, her voice tight with excitement. But not like ours. The readings suggest something different. The bridge fell silent. Humans had explored 26 star systems, but they had never found intelligent alien life. Until now. Suddenly, the main screen flickered. A strange face appeared. It was not human. It had 8 eyes arranged in a circle and what looked like small pincers around a central mouth. Its skin was hard and black like a shell. It's responding to our message, Dae-sung said, surprised. The translator is working on their language now. The alien spoke, making clicking sounds. The ship's computer turned these into words. Greetings, space travelers. We are the Arak. We welcome you to our system. Jin-Ho straightened his uniform and stepped forward. I am Captain Jin-Ho Park of the Earth exploration vessel Steadfast. We come in peace, seeking friendship and knowledge. The alien's eyes blinked in sequence. I am Hive Commander of the 4th Colony. We are pleased to meet new species. Please, visit our world. We wish to learn about you. Jin-Ho looked at his senior officers. This was a historic moment. First contact with an alien civilization. We accept your invitation, Jin-Ho said. We will prepare a small team to visit. When the screen went dark, the bridge erupted in excited talk. Jin-Ho called for quiet. This is what we trained for, he said. Dae-sung, you'll join the landing party as translator. Hyun, I need you too, to study these Arach up close. Hyun nodded, but her face showed concern. Captain, something about their appearance bothers me. They look like our scorpions back on Earth, only much bigger. Predators. Are you suggesting we decline their invitation? Jin-Ho asked. No, but we should be careful. In nature, predators don't usually welcome prey to dinner unless they're on the menu. Jin-Ho considered this. Your concern is noted. We'll take extra security, but we must not show distrust. This could be humanity's greatest moment. Later, as they prepared the shuttle, Hyun studied the Arak homeworld on her tablet. The planet had vast cities with tall spires that looked like crystal. Between these cities were barren wastelands. Something destroyed their environment. She muttered to herself. Or someone. Dae-sung approached, carrying equipment. The diplomatic corps is excited. They say this will change human history. Yes, Hyun said quietly. But will it be a good change? Captain Jin-Ho joined them, now wearing his formal uniform with Earth's emblem. Time to go. The Arach have sent landing coordinates. As the shuttle departed from the Steadfast, Jin-Ho looked at his small team. 6 humans about to meet aliens for the first time. He felt both pride and worry. Through the shuttle window, the Arach world grew larger. Its surface was mostly brown and gray, with spots of light where cities stood. Nothing like the blue-green beauty of Earth. Their world looks harsh, Dae-sung said. Jin-Ho nodded. Remember our mission. Learn, befriend, but stay alert. The shuttle began its descent toward the alien world, and toward a moment that would change humanity forever. 1 week after the first battle, Hyun called an emergency meeting. Soo-min, Dae-sung, Han-jun, and Mi-rae gathered in a small room deep under the military base. I have a theory, Hyun said, her face serious. The Arach didn't retreat because they were losing. They're waiting for something. More ships? Han-jun asked. No, Hyun pointed to a screen showing the Arach mothership. It was massive, 10 times larger than any human vessel. I think they have a secret weapon, and I think Captain Jin-Ho might still be alive in there. Everyone looked shocked. Alive? Dae-sung whispered. How? The Arach don't kill valuable prisoners, Soo-min explained. They study them, use them. Hyun nodded. If Jin-Ho is alive, he might have learned something important about the Arach. We need to find him. You want to sneak into the mothership? Mi-rae asked, eyes wide. That's impossible. Not impossible, Hyun said. Just very dangerous. She showed them her plan, A small team would use a captured Orc shuttle to approach the mothership. They would pretend to be returning from a scouting mission. Once inside, they would search for Jin-Ho and any information about the Orc's plans. "I'll go," Hyun said. "Me too," said Soo-min quickly. "I know their ship layouts." Han-jun stood up. "I'll pilot. And Myrae is our best fighter in close quarters." General Kim was against the plan at first. "It's too risky. We need you here." "Sir," Han-jun argued, "if the Orc have some secret weapon, we need to know what it is. And Captain Jin-Ho might have that information." Finally, the general agreed. 2 days later, the small team left Earth in a captured Orc shuttle. They wore pieces of Orc armor over their suits to disguise themselves from a distance. The trip to Mars orbit was tense. Myrae practiced with an Orc weapon. Han-jun focused on flying the alien ship. Hyun and Soo-min reviewed maps of the mothership based on Soo-min's memories. "We'll enter here." Soo-min pointed to a small landing bay. "Then make our way to the prison section. If Jin-Ho is alive, that's where he'll be." As they approached the mothership, an Orc voice came over the radio, clicking and hissing. "They're asking for identification," Dae-sung translated through their earpieces from Earth. "I'm sending the codes we captured from their transmissions." Tense moments passed. Then the voice returned, softer now. "It worked," Dae-sung said. "They're giving you landing clearance." The shuttle slipped into a massive bay in the side of the mothership. Dozens of Orc ships were docked there. Workers moved around, not paying much attention to the new arrival. "Keep your heads down," Soo-min whispered. "Walk like you belong here." They moved through dark corridors, following Soo-min's directions. Twice they had to hide as Orc soldiers passed by. Once, Myrae had to knock out a worker who got too close. Finally, they'd reached the prison section. Soo-min used a stolen access card to open the main door. "We need to hurry," Hyun said. "Check every cell." They split up, each taking a different corridor. Han-jun was the one who found him. "Here," he called softly. In a small cell, Captain Jin-Ho sat on the floor. He looked thin and tired, but alive. His eyes widened when he saw Han-jun. "You shouldn't have come," Jin-Ho said as they helped him up. "It's too dangerous." "We couldn't leave you here," Han said, relief in her voice. Jin-Ho's eyes were serious. "You don't understand. While I was here, they did tests on me. I started to hear things, see things." "What things?" Soo-min asked. "Their hive mind," Jin-Ho said. "I can sense their queen commander now. She controls all the Scorpion units with her mind. She's on this ship." The team looked at each other in shock. "Then we need to find her," Myrae said. Jin-Ho nodded slowly. "I can lead you to her. But first, there's something else you should see." Jin-Ho led the team deeper into the Orc mothership. He moved with purpose, turning at intersections without hesitation. "How do you know where to go?" Myrae whispered. "I can feel them," Jin-Ho said, tapping his head. "The Orc did something to me. I can sense where they are, and where they aren't." They came to a heavy door. Soo-min used her stolen card, but the door stayed closed. "It needs higher clearance," she said with worry. Jin-Ho stepped forward and placed his hand on a panel beside the door. He closed his eyes. After a moment, the panel lit up green and the door slid open. "How did you do that?" Han-jun asked. "They wanted to understand humans," Jin-Ho explained. "They connected my mind to their system. They didn't realize I could learn to use it too." Beyond the door was a vast chamber. The team hid behind containers and looked out at the sight before them. Hundreds of aliens who were not Orc worked in rows. They wore metal collars and moved slowly, like they had no hope left. "Slaves," Hyun whispered, "just like we feared." Jin-Ho nodded. "From 2 other worlds the Orc conquered. These are the lucky ones. Others are sent to mining colonies. We need to help them," Myrae said, gripping her weapon tighter. "We will," Jin-Ho promised. "But first, we need to stop the Queen Commander. She controls everything." He explained his plan. Han-Jun and Mai-Rei would stay here to free the slaves and create a distraction. Jin-Ho would lead Hyun and Su-min to the Queen's chamber, where they could use Su-min's chemical compound to disrupt her control. "The Queen is the key," Jin-Ho said. "Break her control, and the whole system falls apart." The team split up. Han-Jun and Mai-Rei moved carefully among the slaves, using small tools to remove their control collars. As each slave was freed, they helped free others. "When you hear the alarm," Han-Jun told them, "head for the shuttle base. Take any ship you can fly." Meanwhile, Jin-Ho led Hyun and Su-min through hidden passages toward the center of the ship. They had to hide many times as Erech guards passed by. "We're close," Jin-Ho whispered. "I can feel her thoughts. She's angry." The battle didn't go as planned. They reached a door made of a strange red metal. Jin-Ho placed his hand on it and closed his eyes again. The door slowly opened. Inside was a large round chamber. In the center sat an enormous Erech, twice the size of the others. She had more eyes and limbs, and her shell gleamed with gold and silver markings. Around her, smaller Erech worked at control panels. "The Queen Commander," Su-min whispered. "And look there." She pointed to a large screen showing Earth. Small dots moved toward the planet. A second wave of attack. "They're launching again," Hyun said. "We have to hurry." Su-min took out her vial of green liquid. It was larger now. She had made more on Earth. "We need to get this into the air system." Jin-Ho pointed to a vent high on the wall. "There. But we'll need a distraction." At that moment, alarms began to sound throughout the ship. Han-Jun and Mai-Rei had started their part of the plan. The Queen Commander rose up, her limbs clicking in anger. She hissed commands, and the smaller Erech rushed around. "Now," Jin-Ho said. They ran into the chamber. The Queen spotted them and screeched. Guards turned to attack, but Jin-Ho stood his ground. He raised his hand toward the Queen and closed his eyes. The Queen froze, her limbs shaking. "He's fighting her mind," Hyun realized. "Hurry." While Jin-Ho held the Queen's attention, Su-min climbed toward the vent. Hyun fought off guards with a stolen weapon. Su-min reached the vent and poured the green liquid inside. It vaporized instantly, spreading through the air system. The effect was immediate. The Queen Commander shrieked and clutched her head. Around the chamber, the smaller Erech began to fight each other, confused without the Queen's control. On the screen, they could see the Scorpion units heading toward Earth suddenly stop. Some began to spin in circles. Others crashed into each other. "It's working," Hyun shouted over the chaos. Jin-Ho fell to his knees, exhausted from the mental battle. "This is just the beginning," he said. "Now we need to end this war." Chaos filled the Erech mothership. With the Queen Commander's control broken, the Erech workers and soldiers fought each other. Some even helped the slaves escape. Jin-Ho, Hyun, and Su-min ran through corridors filled with fighting. They needed to find Han-Jun and Mai-Rei before escaping. "This way," Jin-Ho said, still able to sense where to go. They found Han-Jun and Mai-Rei leading a group of freed slaves toward the shuttle base. The aliens from conquered worlds looked at the humans with hope in their strange eyes. "You did it," Han-Jun called when he saw them. "The control system is down. The slaves are rebelling all over the ship." Mai-Rei was helping an injured alien walk. "We need to get to the shuttles before the Hive Commander realizes what's happening." But it was too late. As they turned a corner, they found themselves facing a large group of Erech elite guards. Behind them stood the Hive Commander, the same one who had first welcomed Jin-Ho to the Erech world. "Humans," the Hive Commander hissed through a translator. "You have caused enough trouble." Jin-Ho stepped forward. The others raised their weapons, ready to fight. "No more," Jin-Ho said calmly. "Your control is broken. Your slaves are free. Your scorpions are useless now. The hive commander's pincers clicked in anger. We still have claws. We still have ships. We will destroy your world and take what remains. From behind the humans, more freed slaves appeared. They held tools as weapons. Some had taken control collars from fallen Eric and held them like trophies. Look around you, Jinho said. Your way is ending. You ruled through fear and control. But there are other ways to live. The hive commander looked at the growing crowd of freed slaves, then at the humans who stood firm, protecting each other. You are weak, the hive commander said. Your bodies break easily. Your ships are small. Your weapons are simple. How did you defeat us? Because we have something stronger than claws, Jinho answered. We have loyalty. To each other. To freedom. Even to our enemies, if they choose peace. For a long moment, no one moved. Then, slowly, some of the Erech guards lowered their weapons. Others turned away. The hive commander stood alone. What happens now? Now we talk, Jinho said. As equals. In the days that followed, shuttles flew between Earth and the Erech mothership. The freed slaves told their stories. The Erech workers, now freed from the Queen's control, chose to help rather than fight. 1 month later, Jinho stood in a large meeting room on Earth. Representatives from all 4 species, humans, Arach, and the 2 freed races, sat around a table. The treaty is ready, General Kim announced. A new alliance of free worlds. The hive commander, now called the Arach representative, made a small bow. We have much to learn about this. Loyalty. Hyun, now head of the new Alien Relations Department, smiled. And we have much to learn from all of you. After the meeting, Jinho and Su-min walked outside. The night sky was clear, and stars shone brightly. Do you think it will last? Su-min asked. This peace. Jinho thought about this. Peace takes work. But I believe it's possible. They watched as a group of human children played with some young Erech. The children were teaching the Erech a game where they had to work together to win. Their society is changing, Su-min observed. They're learning teamwork. Jinho nodded. That's what saved us. Not better weapons or stronger ships, just people standing together, protecting each other. Su-min pointed to the sky. There are more stars out there, more worlds. And we'll face them together, Jinho said, whatever comes next. In orbit above Earth, the human loyalty units flew in formation with some Erech ships. Once enemies, now they trained together, each learning from the other. The Erech had stronger claws, but humans had taught them something more important, loyalty. And that was the greatest strength of all. The end.